Aloha and good afternoon. I'm Dylan Ancheta in the Hawaii News Now Digital Center. I thank you so much for tuning in to this special Hawaii News Now live stream. We are awaiting the start of a press conference with HECO officials addressing the power outage that has knocked much of downtown Honolulu offline. Let's go ahead and take you live now to the press conference.
Area, and we realize that this is a huge disruption to our customers, to downtown, to that entire commercial district. So our crews are out there working as quickly as possible to restore the power while doing so safely and ensure we can ensure the safety of the public while also getting the power back as soon as we can. This all resulted from a sequence of events that started Wednesday night around 9:30. There was a power outage in downtown around Bishop Street and Mililani Street area that was a result of a fault on an underground cable that provides power to that area. Subsequently, this morning around 10 a.m., because that underground cable had been damaged, it was not available to carry power to the area. So there was a overload of power to some equipment at the Iwalei substation. That resulted in the broader outage that is affecting the area in downtown from Chinatown all the way through the Capital District. It goes as far Mauka as about Beretania Street and then goes down to the harbor area.
When you have an overage of power, what kind of damage has that done to your equipment?
Well, our crews are assessing that at this time, and so they've done some preliminary investigation and they've developed a work plan to make those repairs, and that plan is underway. We're anticipating get the power restored late this afternoon, possibly early this evening. And we're trying to work as quickly as possible because we know that this is a huge disruption to all of our customers in the area.
So you said 900 customers, but really is it thousands?
Well, when we refer to customers, that those are the records that we have of the of our service to the area. So when we're talking about commercial customers, that can represent one large building that has a single electric account, but then has many tenants. That rent space within that building. So it can represent hundreds, maybe thousands of people. We don't really have a means of estimating that because, we don't know how many tenants or people are in a given office building, for example.
When you talk about the original fault at Mililani Street, do you know what caused that?
That's under investigation at this time. When we're dealing with underground lines, it does take longer to troubleshoot and make repairs. With an overhead line, you can very easily visually inspect the equipment and determine what's wrong and where exactly the problem is and what needs to be fixed. With underground lines, it can take more time to go through that process, and because you can't, visually inspect every part of a line.
So in layman's terms, the power that usually goes into downtown from the east through Mililani Street had to be diverted around and come in through the Iwalei
there are several lines that carry power into the downtown area. However, because of the outage last night, one of them was not available. And so the remaining lines had to carry all of that power into downtown, and there was an overload of power at the substation this morning.
How up to date is that particular substation in terms of your equipment?
We maintain our equipment and our substations on a regular basis. Iwalei substation is a large substation that provides power not just to downtown but the surrounding area, and so we continuously maintain and upgrade our equipment.
When was the last time this happened?
I don't have that. I mean, when you say this, you're referring to an outage.
Of this magnitude.
You take a wider
Well, in this specific area, I don't know off the top of my head.
And then just to the people who are losing revenue for days more, I know you apologize for it, but is there any...
With any power outage, a customer can file a claim. There is information on our website about how to go about doing that. Customers have 30 days from the date of an outage to file a claim. And if they do so, they can be submitted and it'll be processed and evaluated on a case-by-case basis.
And it's just a lost revenue claim, or how does that work?
There's information on,
Okay.
people will cite many things when it comes to, a claim after an outage. So, if they, have concerns or they're interested, there is a section on our website that goes through all the information.
Generally speaking, though, what kind of things are eligible for claims?
I don't have that, sorry. Yeah.
Okay, and then that Evil A substation, is that close to 4th Street Mall, or where is that located exactly?
No, that's closer in Evil area, kind of down Dillingham towards IHS Costco area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like the overload of power, was that a possibility?
I got enough of it to go. Okay. I got a red 4 o'clock back.
Well, we plan for a lot of different things. We know this is going to be construction for our customers, so we don't want anything like this to happen. When we had this outage last night, our priorities are to restore power as quickly as we can, and then we will continue to investigate and determine what needs to, what kind of repairs or other improvements need to be made to try and improve service going forward.
And to follow up on the claims, do you know about an average about how many y'all received last year?
I don't have that. No, sorry.
Okay. Can we follow up with you then?
I don't know if I'll be able to get that for you today.
Okay.
But, if you, I can ask.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a live news conference with HECO officials, making sure that they're just winding up on their questions there. As you heard, today's power outage is a result of a sequence of events that began last night, Wednesday, around 9:30. Officials there are saying that there was a power outage around that time as a result of some wires being overloaded, and that led to some things getting knocked offline, and that subsequently caused today's outage. And what we know so far is that crews are working as quickly and as safely as possible to repair the power outage, the lines and the substations, and get things back to where they need to be. HECO acknowledges that this is a major inconvenience for a lot of the businesses in and around downtown Honolulu. We do know of at least one barbershop that moved their chairs from inside to outside, and they were forced to cut hair on the sidewalk with battery-operated tools, but they nonetheless got the job done. Earlier today, we also learned that the State Supreme Court building, Hawaii State Capitol, and Bank of Hawaii buildings were among the long list of places that were impacted. State offices without power are closed until further notice. And we also know that a lot of these businesses sent their workers home for the day because, as you heard, the restoration of electricity isn't expected until late afternoon, early evening. This outage started at around 10 o'clock this morning, once again from damage to an underground cable and an overload of power to the Iwilei substation. And HECO also said that at least 900 customers are out. However, many of those include high-rise buildings. So really the number of actual tenants and businesses impacted is far more than just 900. We are keeping a close eye on this, and we'll be sure to bring you any updates as we get them, both on air and online. And be sure to have your Hawaii News Now mobile app downloaded right to your phone and turn on those breaking news push alerts, because that is the quickest way to get updates as soon as we get them. I'm Dylan Ancheta in the Hawaii News Now Digital Center. Thank you so much for tuning in.